Hey guys, it's Brooke, and today I'm going to be doing my July wrap-up. Now this month was a pretty solid reading month for me. I finished a total of 6 books, and I can say that I enjoyed each and every one of them, so that is always an added plus, right? So on that note, let's get started. The first book I ended up finishing this month was Clockwork Princess by Cassandra Clare. This is the third and final installment in her Infernal Device series, and I'm super excited that I decided to pick this one up. It has been sitting on my bookshelf for quite a while, and I finally gave this one a go, and I love this series. Cassandra Clare again created a beautiful world with great characters. There were so many characters that I loved in the series, and the love triangle was just, it was epic. It is different than most love triangles I think you read, because I felt like I didn't have a side. I wasn't one team over the other. I loved them all equally, and they loved each other equally. It was just a unique, interesting love triangle that hasn't really been done before, I feel like. So yes, I highly recommend picking this book up. My favorite was the epilogue. It was so great. It was everything I wanted to be and so much more. It was such a beautiful conclusion to a series with just such great characters, I felt. And I've never had so many mix of feelings at the end of the book, just like so many emotions running through me at one time. I was like a sobbing mess. I was so glad I was in like a private setting because it could have been embarrassing. But I loved it. I loved all 3 of the books in the series. I highly recommend it. It was great. The second book I decided to pick up this month was The Invasion of the Tearling by Erica Johansson. Now this is the second book that is following the Queen of the Tearling. I don't want to go into too much description because I don't want to give anything away for you who haven't read The Queen of the Tearling. All the potential of where the Queen of the Tearling was going, so that is why I was super excited to pick up The Invasion Tearling, and I really liked it. There were mixed views with the Queen of the Tearling. There was a lot of world building in the first book, so I definitely thought it was a little bit slow to get into, and there was confusion on the pre-crossing and understanding the backstory that was involved, but all those issues I think do get fleshed out in The Invasion of the Tearling. I really did love it, and I can't wait for the third book to see where it goes. But all in all, it was a really great book, and I do highly recommend picking it up. And then the third book I picked up this month is The Wrath in the Dawn by Renee Ahdieh. Sorry, I probably pronounced that wrong. All in all, I really love this book. I gave it a 5 out of 5. I haven't heard any bad things about it. It has great reviews on Goodreads, and I know it's making its way through the booktube community, and everyone has seemed to be really enjoying it so far. I really don't have too many complaints about the book at all. The only thing I struggled with was the names and pronunciation of the character names, as well as there was some vocabulary in there that I wasn't sure of, but the author does put a glossary in the back, so that was a bit helpful. And she just created a great, beautiful world, which was really easy to dive and get into, and she does a beautiful job of description because I felt like when I was reading it, I could visualize the world she was trying to create, and the characters are dynamic, so I'm really excited to see where the series goes. And the fourth book I finished this month, I actually took a break away from my series and my fantasy and went into more of a non-fiction book, and that was Soul by Patricia McCormick. I absolutely love this book. I gave it a 5 out of 5 on Goodreads. It is really easy in a sense to get through. It's pretty short. It's like verses, so it's like pages are lesser than others. But the content and the issues and the experience this character goes through could be a little hard to get through. That can make it a difficult read. But I thought it was beautifully done and beautifully written. I personally really like the verses because I think at the end of each one it really gets you to think. And I think it's a unique way of trying to show this character's experience and trying to get you to understand it and see it. So yes, this book is following a young, I think she's 13-year-old girl. She's from a small village in Nepal, and her family does struggle to make ends meet. She was actually sold into the slave trade industry. And so this is her journey from Nepal, her life there, to India, where she is forced into a brothel, and her experiences in the brothel, and ultimately her escape to her freedom outside of it. I thought, all in all, it was really a gripping and compelling book. And also, I think the author does a great job of shining a light on an issue that is prevalent in so many societies across the world. So I really did enjoy this book, and I thought it was a really good one. So I do recommend this one as well. And then for the 5th and 6th book I picked up this month, I picked up City of Fallen Angels and City of Lost Souls by Cassandra Clare. This is the 4th and 5th book in the Mortal Instrument series, and I'm so glad that I gave this a go. Again, I'm falling in love with the world, falling in love with the characters, and I absolutely do love that I get to see them continue to grow and continue to see them overcome obstacles and struggles and trying to survive. I know there were a lot of people who were skeptical about Cassandra Clare continuing her series, but I really haven't mind reading them. I really did, I think, miss this world, and I'm glad that I decided to pick it up again. And that is it for my July wrap-up. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please subscribe and stay tuned for more videos to come. I know I will be doing my TBR for August here shortly. But thanks. Bye.